Yeah, I think so. I think we kept everybody in front of us. We ran their shooters off the line. Bogdanovich ran him off the line. McDermott ran him off the line as well and tried to make them play in the paint. We were real solid on our rotations, got a couple charges as well. And when they missed, we rebounded. So it was a big fourth quarter for us defensively.
You guys had your best first quarter or any quarter of the season. You got the crowd involved. 11 assists, 7 blocks. What was the key on both ends of the floor?
I just started with our energy and detail, our attention to detail from the start. We were very physical, picking them up, making them start their offense outside the timeline. And then even when we made mistakes, I remember I had a turnover. Collinson shot the gap, got a steal, but Zoe got back. And then B.I. got back, JaVale got back. We got multiple blocks. So it was a good first quarter for us.
How crucial was it for you to get performances like that from Josh Hart, to have him kind of back in the flow, Tyson, and of course KCP?
Our bench was huge, and Bees as well. He came in and gave us great minutes as well. Our bench was huge for us, and we needed every minute from him.
We know that when you're on the court, you have the ability to just take over the game. What's the ideal mix, though, in terms of doing that and then also deferring or having times where other guys kind of have stuff flowing through that?
That's the challenging things I've been, kind of battling with, since the season has started. On how much do I, defer and allow, some of our young guys to kind of try to figure out, and how much do I try to take over games. I think tonight was one of those instances where, they looked at me and they wanted me to close the game, and I just tried to make plays, both offensively and defensively. They cut it to a 1-point game, and then after that we got defensive stops, and I was able to make some plays offensively.
What factors into that decision when you're deciding if you need to take over or defer the other guy?
I don't know. It's whatever my mind is telling me at that point in time, to be honest. I play with the notion at times throughout the game, and we've allowed, at times, B.I. has closed some games for us, or we've allowed him to go out and be aggressive and put the ball in Kuz's hands as well. Just allowing those guys to kind of learn them in this atmosphere, because I always tell you, the best teacher in life is experiencing. For those to go out and to make plays down the stretch is key. So, but we want to win ball games as well. We're in the business of winning ball games, so there's a fine line, but I think our young guys are learning every day.
When you're in the heat of a game, are you thinking in terms of development as well as?
I think a little bit about everything throughout the game. All the intricate parts of a game, and I'm just trying to, and also at the same time staying, within the game, along the same way. So, a lot of things go through my mind.
Has the season played out the way you imagined coming into the year in terms of the way you fit into the offense and how much you'd have the ball in your hands?
I figured I wouldn't have the ball in my hands as much. Coming into the season, knowing the multiple ball handlers that we have on our team, with Zoe and Doe, B.I., Lance, Kuz as well. Those guys have the ability to make plays as well. But I'm available anytime, we need a play to be made. And, it's something that, for me, it's a challenge for me, and it's an adjustment for me. But it's whatever it takes to try to help our ball club be as great as we can be towards the end of the season. But at that same time, getting better every day.
What is this team still learning about kind of maintaining some of those early leads you guys have been able to get and holding on to them?
Well, I think what we have to understand is that teams are going to make runs. That's what the NBA is all about. Teams are going to make runs, and we cannot, stop, being aggressive offensively and defensively. We start to allow our energy to get low, and we start turning the ball over. That's what we did in the second quarter. It was the complete opposite of the first quarter and the second quarter, where we had 11 assists in the first quarter, and then the second quarter we started turning the ball over. They started to, make plays, and teams get comfortable. So, we have to understand that teams are going to make runs like we did in the fourth quarter. They made a run. We got it up to 8, 10 at one point. They cut it down to 1. Can be composure and execute and get stops. And so we learned, from the second quarter to the fourth, which is a good sign for our ball club.
You talk about, because Lonzo, I know he didn't know if he was going to play or not, but he played, and he was pretty effective, grabbing rebounds and everything. He led the team in rebounds, actually, early in the second half. First half.
I've said it before that Zoe's a unique basketball player, where him putting the ball in the hole doesn't define what he does out on the floor and the impact that he makes. If you're able to still make an impact in the game and you're not scoring the ball, then you're a complete basketball player. That's what he is. He's still getting guys involved. He's still rebounding. He's still getting the steals, and he's engaged in what's going on out on the floor. So, it's a tremendous game for him today.
What did Craig Sager mean to this league?
he had the best style in the league. For one, you know, everyone's dressing up and trying to be stylish now. And you know, Craig had his own. He had his own flair and his own style, obviously. And you know, just his attention to detail. You know, his attention to detail in the games that he worked, and his commitment to this league, his commitment to those games that he was, you know, for so many years. It was always great to see him come in the building. Great to spend so much time with him during All-Star Weekend, and obviously, this league is, you know, wouldn't be what it is today without Craig, and I think we all acknowledge that.